Here's a bug that allows the player to clip through the ceiling. And I'll warn you ahead of time, this bug is pretty inconsistent, so don't expect to get it first try. In order to replicate this bug, we need to find part of the level where 3 conditions are met. First, there are 2 walls coming together into a corner. Second, our head is close enough to the ceiling that when we jump, we immediately hit the ceiling, or we can't jump at all. And third, we want the ceiling that we're trying to clip to be very thin. And ideally there should be space above it. And if you can't find a space where there's the right amount of height between the floor and the ceiling, you can modify the height by placing physics objects like barrels. See, this is perfect. I can stand on top of this barrel. When I jump, nothing happens. So we're going to place a couple of barrels here to act as sort of runway that we can walk along. Then to execute this bug, what we want to do is stand on the little runway that we've made. And this is going to sound so simple that it's absurd that it would actually work, but we're going to pick up this barrel, walk into the corner, and then while walking, we're going to slowly move the camera upwards. And as we do that, this barrel is going to tilt upwards and then push us through the ceiling. And again, this probably works like maybe 1 in 10 times, so don't expect this first try. So you can see we almost got it there. Our head just barely poked through the ceiling a little bit. I think I may need to put this barrel a little bit closer so I don't fall into the gap between the 2 barrels. So we're looking down, we walk into it, we look up. Sometimes nothing happens, sometimes your head just barely pokes through a little bit. But every once in a while, you get to clip right through the ceiling, and hopefully you'll be able to make that happen, just like that. So in this application, the bug is pretty innocuous because this is an area of the level that the player is supposed to be able to access anyway. But this is pretty universal. As long as you can find somewhere in the level where those 3 criteria are met, you can clip through and access parts of the level that would normally be inaccessible. And I've prepared a quick save where we can demonstrate a more harmful version of this. So this is the gatehouse at the end of the cliffside level. And here we have a part of the level where all of our criteria are met. We can get into a space where we're standing. We can't jump because we're too close to the ceiling. We have a corner, and there's a thin ceiling above us. So we'll place a barrel near the corner. And I found this spot is, again, pretty inconsistent. Don't expect to get this first try. Pick up the barrel, walk towards the corner, slowly look up. Didn't quite get far enough out of bounds for it to work that time. Sometimes that happens where you just kind of push yourself through the barrel and you don't get any height. You see I'm getting off and getting back onto this barrel several times because sometimes when you get onto this by mantling, you'll end up in a crouch state, and this bug only works when you're standing. So go ahead and quick save here to make this a little bit easier. So pick up the barrel, I'm looking down, walk into the corner, look up, clip out of bounds. Again, not quite enough height that time. And I'll try this a few times until hopefully I can actually clip all the way out of bounds. So I was able to get it that time. Happened to be the case that I was moving diagonally and using the scroll wheel to bring the barrel closer to me. It's unclear if that actually makes a difference because it's so inconsistent either way that it's hard to really know which inputs are affecting it or not. But as we can see, that allowed me to skip the entire gate puzzle and clip through the wall and the ceiling of the gatehouse, get to the market when I shouldn't be able to be here. Here's another example of a location where we can make use of this bug. We're in the caves level, and this is the little lookout perch that allows us to get a sneak preview of the elevator. Normally we can jump here, but if we make a little walkway of barrels and put a barrel on top, now it's a tight enough space that we can't jump. A little quick save here. If I pick up this barrel, simply walk towards it and look up, it pops me right through the ceiling, and now I'm able to stand up on top of the structure, which the player would normally not have access to. And this provides yet another way of skipping the entire cave sequence, because now we can just dive straight into the water, skip the entire generator puzzle, and move straight to the level exit.